Hey guys, it's me, TrainRider Railfan, and I've just hit 500 subscribers. This is just amazing, and I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed, but I'm going to give a special shout out to the Railroad Empire, since he was my 500th subscriber. Anyways, for today's video, and my 500 subscriber special, I've lined my 6 locomotives up here in the order in which I got them. So the first locomotive is this one right here. This Bachmann GP40. I got it a long time ago. This is my first locomotive, and it used to be in a BNSF paint scheme. And recently I repainted it into this Santa Fe paint scheme. So I really like this locomotive. It's a great runner, and you know, it's been a big part of this channel. So let's run it around the track here with some freight cars. I've set up some rolling stock to run these trains around with. Let's couple up to these cars. There we go. Oh, come on. If you'd pick up power, that'd be nice. There we go. Okay, let's just change this switch. So it just looks great with a set of freight cars like this. And I really like the new paint scheme. And even though Bachmann doesn't have the best reputation, it really is a great runner. This is just the track, it's not the locomotive that's causing these problems. It really is a great runner. It can go pretty fast and also pretty slow. It has a pretty good low speed without stalling. Like, that's pretty impressive. Oh, stalled. I've got to do something about this bit of track, but for some reason, whenever trains go over that switch, they're not happy about it. So this is really just a great locomotive. It's my first one, and it's served me well, and it will continue to for many years to come. So let's put it back onto this siding. Come on. There we go. So that's my first locomotive, Bachmann GP40. By the way, all of my locomotives are DC only except for this steam locomotive, which I believe has DCC. Although, yeah, DCC on board. Here, come on, focus. Although it does run on DC, which is what I use it with. So this is my second locomotive. I also got this one as part of a starter set like the other one. And it looks great with the warb on it. It's a Bachmann EMD FT, I think it is, by the windows. Also, I don't think Bachmann makes any other F units anymore. Well, this one is not as good, but it still runs pretty good. And it's a great looking locomotive. It can't go too slow, but it is quite fast. And I just, I love all the streamlined diesels from around, you know, the era when there were streamlined diesels in freight service. And, I think it's a really nice addition to the layout. It just, again, it looks great pulling some freight cars around. It's got a light in the front, but not one in the back, because these don't have lights in the back. I can't really think of any problems I've had with these first two locomotives. They've mostly just been closed up for a while. I've never had to fix them. So, that's that one. Bachmann Santa Fe EMD FT. So here's the next one. This one is a steam locomotive, so I'm gonna hook it up with these steam passenger cars and that Santa Fe caboose. So this one I haven't run in a while. It's not really the best runner. It might just need a wheel cleaning, but sometimes it'll get stuck on some places. But overall, it's pretty good. It has this nice system where it, hold on. I've accidentally coupled together these two trains. It has a nice system where, unlike the last two, if you swap the direction, it will slowly slow down to a stop and then turn around in the other direction. And I've never had to do much with this, except once I dropped it and I had to glue back on those footboards, or whatever they're called. And that doesn't look too good. But it looks very nice with these cars here, which are also from Bachmann. Oh yeah, it's Bachmann, and it's DCC, but I just run it with DC. My only DCC locomotive. Come on. There we go. And so, you know, since the track isn't perfect right now, so I'm still figuring things out on this bit of the layout. It might not run perfectly, but, you know, it looks really nice. And I'll demonstrate that quick direction change from before. If you swap the direction, I didn't do that. It just slowed down and then sped up in the other direction on its own. So, you know, looks really nice. Little 060 tank engine. It could certainly run better, but I like it. No. Not that way. Over here. There we go. And so actually, since this is the only locomotive I'm going to run with these cars, now I can take those cars out of the way. So, you know, so that's a very nice looking locomotive. And it doesn't run great, but I like it. Let's just take these out of the way, because I'll be needing to access those cars in just a minute here. Here's my next one. This is Walther's, I believe. Amtrak F40PH. I want to repaint it into Phase 3 to match that Bud car and cars I'm going to get in the future, and also just the general era that this layout is going to take place during. So this one runs pretty good. It, I think, has the same type of thing as the steam locomotive did with, if you cut power to, like, go down slowly or something. That's usually demonstrated over there on the locomotive siding, which I turn on and off power to. once I turn off the power, it still goes for quite a while. So, wouldn't want it to hit the end of the track there. But, you know, it runs pretty good. I really like the look of the model. I just like F40s in general. I don't know if there's anything specific about this unit 406. I feel like I recognize the name from somewhere. But, you know, it looks good with some Amtrak rolling stock. This is all I have at the moment, but I will get more. This here is actually a track cleaning car, disguised as some sort of Amtrak maintenance box car. Come on. Could you go, please? Please, yes. Thank you. So, you know, I think it looks great. It can't go too fast, but it again has a really impressive low speed. Come on. There we go. Yeah, so you could see there how even though it lost power, it took a while to stop, but some of my other locomotives were still picking up power on this section, so I don't know. Maybe it needs a wheel clean, but you know, this one runs pretty nicely. I had some problems with the couplers and going over the road crossing over there, and they're metal, so it's kind of hard to cut them, but not too hard. Anyways, this is a great runner, and it looks great. Let's get it back onto the siding here. Sorry about that very unrealistic speed there. I was just hoping to get it over the rough patch. Yeah. Here, let's move it from there. And this next locomotive, I saw that they were going for $60. I'm pretty sure this is Walther's, and I was like, you know, since I was getting these new sections here, this section and that bit, which isn't connected up yet, I was like, hey, you know, I should get an industrial switcher. So I got one of these, and I recently painted it green because the black looked kind of boring, but, you know, it gives it a bit more interestingness. Is that how you say that? Anyways, let's hook it up with some freight cars here. You know, since it's a small unit, it's not the most perfect runner, because, you know, it can't pick up from any more than 2 axles. But for a unit like it, it runs pretty well. Hold on. Yes, there we go. See, it's just running over that patch with no problems. I think this one has a flywheel in it. It just, I think it looks really great. It's got the industrial vibe, and it's got the directional lighting too, which looks really nice. I think it's really funny how, since it's such a small engine, that when it goes, you can see it like tilting forward and back because of its small wheelbase. And it's really interesting how this one looks inside. I had to take it apart just to recently, just to repaint it, and it's very interesting how it works on the inside. And it's a very nice looking model. It's a pretty good runner. I like it. you know, it can't be perfect though, so I gotta keep my track clean, which is, oh, it's going on the wrong siding, hold on. Here, let's switch this. Have to fix this switch. Trains keep derailing on it. It's not picking up power. There we go. That was close. So, you know, it's really nice looking, and I think it's great with, the industrial switching, which I plan to do on this layout. So, that's that one. And then the sixth and final locomotive is this one. Now, this one, if you've been keeping up with me recently, you'll know the whole story of this one. So I got into SMT Mainline. You know him. If you don't know him, just look up SMT Mainline. It shouldn't be hard to find him. He has 16,000 subscribers. And actually, I've put this on backwards. He has 16,000 subscribers, and you know, he's a huge model train guy. He has like a bajillion engines. And so he bought a lot of things used, and they were a lot cheaper since they were used. And I was like, hey, why don't I buy a used engine? Because, you know, I would like to have an engine about this size, like a yard switcher. This one's an Alco S2 from AHM. And so I went on eBay, and I just looked up HO scale switcher, and this was the cheapest one I could find. And so I won the auction for $9.50, and with shipping, it was $23, I think. And so it came, and it was running fine, and then I broke it by opening it up and being stupid. And then it was like I couldn't fix it for like a really long time. And then SMT, I actually messaged him, and he helped me figure out how to fix it. And so that's great, because now it, quote-unquote, runs. It can move under its own power, let's say that. It's not horrible, but I'm not going to run it too much, because it needs oil, and I do not want to damage it. Some oil and some grease, and a new LED, actually. This came with, I think they're called incandescent bulbs. Like, you know, a legitimate light bulb, not an LED. So I also got an LED for it. So that's all coming in the mail, and you'll see that in a future video pretty soon. But, you know, I like the way it looks. I'm gonna repaint it into a Santa Fe scheme. Maybe the failed merger Kodachrome scheme, I think. But apparently Eureka Western is actually a railroad in California. But this is an AHM Yugoslavia locomotive, so I'm not really sure what's up with that. But, you know, it does run, and soon it will run better. And, you know, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It really could probably just use oil and a wheel cleaning, which I'll do that in a video soon. So, that's this last locomotive. So, that's actually all my locomotives. All 6 of them. And that's my 500 subscriber special. So, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep subscribing.